Not to say I'm not excited to be doing D&D. It's just it'll be a change because
Yeah,
I have never DM'd or GM'd ever.
Same
I've
here.
always played. And then for it to be where I get to control the aliens, the face huggers, the chest bursters, the eggs, stuff like that you guys would come across, along with it's going to be sci-fi instead of fantasy.
Yep.
That's one of those things where,
laser gun.
you know, Pharaoh has a lot of, knowledge and stuff and a lot of interest when it comes to the Alien series, and I feel like, that him with that and, me with the Fallout thing, like, we could do a pretty good job at it, because I've got a lot of lore that I've kept about the Fallout stuff. It's just a matter of I haven't GM'd before, so I'd be very nervous doing it.
And then we have the campaign I'm working on too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what we need to do, what I was thinking is if we're still doing a D&D campaign, if we're still working on playing on weekends, we could do, I'm just throwing this out there. It's not like we have to, but we could do, like, say, if late session is still going, we could do late D&D on Saturdays and then Alien on Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah, because it sounds like Aliens is. It's only going to last one session anyway.
No, it's not. It depends. If we go with the core rule book, then it estimates anywhere between, if we play once a week, then it would be between 2 and 4 months for core rules.
Okay.
Because you would have everybody. It's not like a D&D where everybody knows everybody at the start. It's where you have the one person that you guys would elect to who's going to be like the captain of your ship, and then that person's going to be doing missions to start out. So like the first session would be, say, late is the captain, so now he's doing a mission that he got from the tavern at a colony on a planet, and then while he's out on that, he meets Jerry, and then those two combine. They finish that mission. They go turn it in. They go out for the second one. They meet Klaus.
Yeah.
So it's you meet one person per mission. Then once the whole crew is put together, then you go from there. The expanded core rules it says anywhere between if you do once a week, anywhere between a 6 to 10 month commitment minimum. And that's because you also have your ship that you now are using, because the core rules is only on the planet. Expanded is you now have your ship that you can maintain, you have your extra crew that are NPCs, so that way you can go from planet to planet within the star system. You can also set up your own outposts, and then you hire people to maintain that while you're out to earn you money and get you new gear, all kinds of stuff. So it's more of like what does everybody want to do when it comes time to do it? It's like, do you just want to do basic, or do you want the expanded core? Expanded core is also where you get subclasses, so you'll get instead of just being a soldier, you could be. I'm just throwing this out there. I haven't gotten that far in the books yet, but instead of just being a soldier holding, assault rifle, and now you are subclassed and you specialize in the flamethrower, or you're a bombardier, or something.
Yeah.
I mean, the janitor could subclass into like Toxic Avenger. I don't know. I went old school on that one. Which, by the way, apparently, Toxic Avenger movie is coming out. That's going to be live action, and the Toxic Avenger is going to be Peter Dinklage.
Ooh.
They're
And
trying to make everything live action now.
well, Toxic Avenger had a original live action movie, but back in the day that it came out, it made him a bad guy. He was a villain. He was just a murderous serial killer, instead of being the hero like the cartoons. So Peter Dinklage is trying to get to the root of the entire story, because he's the one who actually put the money forward to do this movie.
Ah.
And so he went to the deep roots. He wanted to know everything about Toxic Avenger, the good, the bad, the medium, the in between. He wanted all of it so he could do the movie the right way.
Oh.
Somebody should talk to Disney about Snow White.
Dude, I've seen so much backlash on the Snow White.
I still love.
There's currently members of the Screen Actors Guild that are suing Disney over the fact that they use CGI instead of actually hiring the little people that were on staff for the Screen Actors Guild to do the live action. There's also people who are now theorizing that the live action version of Snow White is actually her and Grumpy, one of the seven dwarfs, actually had a child, and because of her hairstyle and her fashion sense in the new live action movie, those two had a child, and it's Lord Farquaad.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Because Lord Farquaad is wearing the same exact belt that Grumpy has in everything, live action and cartoon.
Also note the fact that he has a magic mirror.
Yep, and the magic mirror is supposedly a hand-me-down that was passed down from Snow White when she beat the evil queen. So she captured it, passed it down to Lord Farquaad as her child. Then there's another one. There's another lawsuit that's supposedly going to be going on too about it. There's.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say there's a bunch of not good stuff from that, and apparently one of the producers dropped everything to go to where I can't think of her name, but the one that played Snow White was actually at to get her to stop digging herself a hole on social media because she just kept digging and digging and digging, trying to explain why all this happened in the movie. And then she's going on and on about this isn't the Snow White that everybody knows. This is the Snow White that is modern times, where she didn't need no man to wake her up from that deadly poison. She did it herself, all this stuff. And it's just the whole thing is just digging itself a hole. Apparently it costs like 300 million to make, and it's only made like 30 million or some crap like that. Go ahead, Klaus. Sorry.
I'll just ask, did we get a long rest at the end of the last session, or we've taken one? I know we were in the bar, but I don't know if we.
I don't think we necessarily said, but yeah, I'll say.
I honestly, I know we leveled to 9, but if someone could give me a refresher, because I've had a lot going on since we last played, so if someone can give me a refresher as how we ended last time.
Klaus had a secret meeting that he went to, and then.
Oh yeah, I left before you guys did that because it didn't involve me.
Yep.
Okay. So mine was I'm just sitting outside the tavern, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's where I ended.
So I guess I'll go to the cult place and sleep there since I can't be around the party while I sleep.
All right.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. It popped into my head what the last thing I was doing was, and then I was gonna ask late if it happened. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Sorry.
When you go back down there, you see that the spy master is not there.
All right.
At least when you go down for the evening.
I'll just go to empty room and go to sleep.
All right.
Then whenever it's morning, I'll come back up and come to the tavern, get me a mug of ale, and wait for the rest of the party.
All right. And Donia, as you come to, you feel your vision being immediately pulled from you. you immediately feel that same warmth kind of wash over you. And we are going to secret channel.
I need.
Cut you off. Ha.
I just yelled, I need an adult, and halfway through that I saw I had been moved, so I don't know what they heard.
I think they heard they need you. I think that was it. So you feel that same kind of warmth kind of wash over you. You blink and you're standing in that same familiar island in the middle of fire. You see your queen is kind of sitting there talking to this much larger, probably a good, like, I don't know, maybe almost like, compared to her this male figure is probably like maybe 10 or feet more higher than her.
Alright, so what Antonia is going to do is, when she notices where she's at, she's immediately going to take her knee and bow her head until she's, noticed or called upon, because she's going to do her proper, because her queen is there.
You also immediately recognize as this figure kind of turns toward you. This is her father, Asmodeus, the Lord of Hells.
So, grandfather then, in the technical sense,
Yes.
because of the backstory. So, the queen is also her mother,
Yeah.
so her dad would be grandpa.
Yeah.
Okay.
She kind of looks toward you and saying, "My champion, last night, my father had a meeting with a individual, a rather brash spellcaster. This brash elf, apparently he's trying to wed me," and she just laughs like this maniacal laughter that just rings out. "I've called you here for one reason. I need you to be my eyes. Watch him. Don't find out what his motivations are, what his intent."
Oh, above the table, this is grandfather speaking?
No, this is your queen.
Okay, and then I can't remember the name of who Klaus is supposed to be going after. I know he keeps mentioning her.
What do you mean? What do you mean? The god he's trying to kill?
Yes. I can't remember the name.
Shoot, you think even I forgot. It's my Oh, Umbriel.
Umbriel, there we go. Okay. So, as she's speaking, I'll let her know my queen, and then I'll say grandfather. And then I'll let him know. I said, if the person that we are referring to is named Klaus, I do know that one of his intentions at this point is he is trying to track to eliminate the goddess Umbriel.
I see. They kind of look at each, give each other kind of glances, and turn back to you and say, "Just be my eyes. Watch from afar. Don't do anything brash." Before can you respond, you're immediately blinking your back.
Okay, before we go back,
Okay.
I have a question. All right. So above table or however you want to do this. So the thing I was gonna ask about is the circlet. Were we able to put that into the backpack? So
Yeah, just make a custom item for simplicity.
okay, and then because all that's gonna do is the more pissed off and more rage she has, it's gonna glow.
Okay.
And then once, I guess between the two of us, or if you feel that it's got enough glow to it, then that's when that trigger is gonna happen.
Okay.
And then for that change, what I wanted to ask is my normal acid spit. Is it possible if while she's changed in succubus form, it could be a fire spit?
Yeah, I'll allow.
And then it'd just be exactly the same as the acid spit, just instead of acid while she's succubus form, it's fire. And then I'll just remember that. Or try to remember that.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Alright.
Alright, well, I'll move it back. We have returned.
I was finishing my sentence, so as I was leaving, I was like, I need an, and then when you put me back in here, I said, an adult.
Yeah, because when you two left, I don't know which one of you went first, but
It was
all
me.
that we heard as Pharaoh got pulled is, I need... and then just gone. I also mentioned it to the rest of the party, so I'll, summarize it again. I kept that angry cider because I thought about it and I was like, I mean, I know it doesn't directly damage people, but if we're in a situation where there's someone that we don't like, I can slip it to them and they'll get angry and start attacking people probably.
Yeah.
While you were gone late, Phalar pointed out a great thing. With that new dancing spell I have, I can remake Thriller.
He said he was gonna go to a graveyard and I was like, remake Michael Jackson's Thriller. Also, I was looking at it. I have to check here. If I recall, I think my ability to capture souls for soul trinkets is not limited to humanoids. But if that's the case, could you imagine? I go to Gorvash with a soul trinket, and I'm like, "Here, what can you do with this?" And he looks at it, and he's like, "This is a squirrel." It's like, why did you murder a squirrel and capture its soul? Well, to bring it to you, of course.
Rejected.
I'm gonna sit in the far corner of the bar and wait till I see Phalar come in or come down the steps wherever he's at. And when I see him, I want to wave him down and get his attention and have him come over to me.
I sent you a quick DM late.
Alright.
I want to make sure that's okay before I add it.
Yep.
Alright.
Okay, so yeah, I just checked. It is indeed when a creature you can see dies within 30 feet of you. So yeah.
Alright, well, he's...
Oh crap, how do I... Sorry. How do I make it so it's an equipable thing, or is it not able to as a custom?
Not as a custom.
Okay, so it's just in my equipment.
It'd have to
thing.
be a homebrewed thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
So I'm just waiting on Phalar to come in.
So yeah, he'd probably have been out and about for a moment, so he would be coming in. I did not hear, by the way, did we get a rest? I didn't hear that part.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So he would be coming in.
Nope.
Of
I've lost.
course, Shield Guardians just by the door
Uh,
because he can't fit in.
Yeah, you're in a bedroom now. On, I got you. Maybe. Nope. Put you on the stairs. Alright, there you go.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll be over in this corner. Motherfucker. Oh, there I am. I just didn't raise it up high enough.
Yeah, you're just sitting on the table.
Yeah.
No big deal.
I'm in the floor, but yeah. And when I see you come in, I'll yell at you, not yell, but say, "Hey, Phalar," and have you come over.
So he'll look over, he'll nod and he'll make his way to you.
And when you approach, I'll tell you, Phalar, when you go see Gorvash again, before you enter, make sure you speak the words, "You're born in death."
He gives a little bit of a tilt, and then he nods. He's like, I assume it's some kind of phrase spoken to allow you to enter.
Yes, it's that, and so the other people in there know where you are.
Also, because above the table, if you don't, it's gonna be ugly.
Yeah, I can imagine so.
You'll take a, what, 3rd level Void's Blight and a 4th level Fireball.
Yeah, plus the other stuff
Yeah.
that's there.
Yeah.
Well, yes, getting ripped by the vacuum of space and burned by the hellfire at the same time.
Plus the other explosive bliss.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they do cold damage.
So he gives a nod of acknowledgement, and he's like, it's much appreciated, especially with recent bit of knowledge that I recalled last night from some of my past teachings. It's something I will have to try at some point. I've remembered a way to be able to harness soul power. I feel more in tune with the Veil now that I'm a bit more relaxed with that guardian at my side.
Interesting.
That's my way of,
Yeah.
in character, signaling his level up because of my soul trinket ability now. He sounds more collected, and his stance is ever so... He's not, like, looking around the room constantly, like he was, because he's feeling more secure with the guardian at his back, because that's something he's always wanted, is the ability to just have an unsleeping watcher.
So I'm guessing you just.
As you guys are talking, you guys just see Otto walks in.
And I'll say, "Hello, Otto."
Hello, hello.
Ah, Otto friend.
What are you guys talking about?
Just a bit of back and forth.
Talking a little bit about last night and plans for the future.
Oh.
We should figure out what our next move is. That would be best, I believe.
Hey, look at
did
I
we
sent
hear
you a DM.
anything- Did we hear anything from Steve?
I do not know who this Steve is. I know y'all went to check on him before we came to Moonstone from Vale, but he didn't answer the door,
Yeah.
if I recall.
We've been off of the airship and over here for a couple days now, I believe. Well, totaling our time in Vale and this village, so it's quite likely that if we were to return to the ship, he's probably long gone.
I
It
see.
is sad to say, but he was a paladin, and as a holy man, I can only imagine that he had work to do for some sort of monastery or church.
And maybe
Yeah.
we could go back. He may have left y'all a note saying where he went.
We could. I mean, I feel like we're just abandoning him at this point.
I mean, yeah, as far as y'all know, he's still on the airship.
Yeah, if he's missing, I think we should let
But on the
Silas
flip
take-
side, if he just up and left, he left us.
Much as he will worse. Could you ever really trust a guy that would just up and leave you?
Probably not.
See, Otto, I would never do that to you.
He looks at you suspiciously.
With my blank mask, it's just black with the 2 red eyes.
Well, Nick, I can never tell. I can't really see
think-
your face.
Oh yeah, only Phalar showed my face last night when I took my mask off for a bit. Well, should we meet up with the rest of the party and discuss what we're doing next?
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
You say it sounds like flan.
So it sounds like a plan, but his voice is a bit faint right now.
I would look around the bar and see if I see anybody, and get their attention and have them see if they would come over.
A waitress comes over. Morning, can I get you anything?
Yes, we would like a round of meat for the table, and we're wanting to know when we can book a ride back to Ville. It'd be for 5 compatriots.
Wait, so you're asking for a flight back?
A ride. We took a wagon over here. So we'd have to.
I think your wagon's still here.
Oh, is it okay?
Yeah.
It's like the Skyrim guy. Whenever you fast travel somewhere, he's just always at the stable.
Yeah, you still have to you rented it, you just have to return it.
Okay. Then a round of mead and meat for the table for breakfast.
Certainly. She kind of runs off behind the bar. Comes back about 5 or so minutes later, tray full of drinks. Breakfast meats. All this will be 3 gold for the 3 of you.
I'll give her 5 and say the 2 gold is your tip. For you.
Appreciate it.
And I would look. Do I happen to see Adonia at all inside? Or is she not come in yet?
2 tables over.
Okay. I just didn't know if that's where you had left it last session, or if you had actually came in or not.
Yeah, I came in after
Okay.
the private thing.
I would look over at you and wave at you to come join us.
She'll misinterpret it and wave back.
And I would do the come here motion.
The waving towards yourself.
Yeah, waving towards myself, like come in here.
She'll come over. Squeeze in here. Yeah, there we
Ah,
Oh,
Indonia, friend, it is good to see you again.
yes, good morning, Antonia.
Where is Singe during all this?
I was gonna ask that. I see a sword sticking up out of the back door. Oh.
Singe comes in all covered in mud on his armor and stuff, and wants to head over to the barkeep. And once he has his attention, ask him a question.
Can I help you?
Hello, I've noticed you have a very nice muddy grounds in the backyard. Would you be interested in making a mud wrestling ring?
Like he just raised an eyebrow with almost looks very uncertain as this bewildered question. Why would I need a mud wrestling ring?
A mud wrestling ring would be a great safe place for people to work out their disagreements, as well as training for local adventurers and guards. And any proceeds could be split with the tavern as well.
He kind of thinks for a moment. And Klaus, you see him give you a sideways glance.
I would nod my head yes.
He says, yeah, sounds like a good idea.
Wonderful. I will make some schematics and bring them to you in a couple days or so.
Alright.
And on his way back out, he'll see the group all assembled. What's everyone gathered around for?
Well, we're trying to find out what our next move is. We are planning on heading back towards Vale, but from there it is unsure.
Didn't I hear y'all say something y'all were supposed to meet? A man there, he said he had some work for y'all? I think y'all said?
Oh yes, that's Mateo fellow. He offered us work at the Adventurers Guild.
We could go there if we don't have any leads on what we're doing next with Umbriel.
You also notice there is a notice board posted in the tavern as well.
We could also do some stuff around here to earn some extra money. I know we've been spending quite heavily these days. I don't know how everybody's money situation looks.
That reminds me, actually, my coin in my pocket is starting to get a bit light. I should probably try to pawn off some of the gemstones so I have more direct gold.
And doing your looks, and I'm still over 2,000 gold.
And he'll kind of with the rest of the party, and then he's just kind of like, perhaps if we could find work that would allow me to test out my new skill that I've recalled. You know, anything that we could get into a bit of a fight. I think we all need to test ourselves in combat a bit more.
Yes, I agree. Can I walk over to the message board and see what's on there?
Yep.
I'll walk over and see.
Above table, real quick. My bond that I made with my ring, that was with Klaus, wasn't it?
No, it was with Singe.
Sage, okay. I'm just trying to double check who I did that with.
I would like it to be me, but I need to go visit a mage too. Or maybe I can get Jerry to help me. Or not Jerry, Otto. To help me
Help
with
you
my
with
spell
what?
book. Help me look at my spell book
Oh.
to awaken it.
Oh.
Singe has like a parchment covering his side of the table and starts scrolling out a blueprint of the tavern yard and then drawing like some basic rules, maybe for how engagements will be handled, disputes, events, training.
And
Some-
late when you get a chance, I send you a DM. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
I posted the what you see in the quest log.
Hey, they got a real personal quest here about the party's enemy. How do these people know us?
I would grab them all and bring them over to the table and lay them out so we can all look at them.
All right.
Well, if I had to make, or if I had a vote, I'd say go down in order and do that first one first.
That's what I was gonna say.
Oh, if that's what Klaus wants, and Donia wants something else. I'm kidding.
Sage will look at one of them and say, "What's forbidden knowledge?"
Knowledge you're not supposed to have. Knowledge that has been deemed too powerful and lost to the times that could cause catastrophic things to happen.
If, of course, it was in the wrong hands. Or
That
the right hands
seems
if it's
very
what they're
subjective.
intentionally trying to do.
Yeah, like that seems more subjective of dangerous hands more than the knowledge of itself being forbidden.
Well,
Normally when
sometimes knowledge may be forbidden because if it was public, then it would be significantly easier for one who would use it for whatever purpose may be seen as destructive to acquire it. Imagine, if you will, some ancient forgotten spell or some sort of potion that could make one all-powerful. If it
Oh,
was
my
common
master
knowledge,
mentioned these kind of things. Like, you don't tell people that the locks on doors are mostly meaningless and are quite easily opened by most magics and people. Even this
Yes, yes,
tavern you could
something
easily
sort of like
rob,
that.
and he starts going on a tirade of ways of robbing the village blind easily.
It's like you see like the waitress is looking at you, the barkeep is staring at you. Some of their patrons are like staring at you too, just like
Baylor's got like this kind of cautious, glared look on his face, and he looks over just like the general public, like direction of the other people in the tavern, and he's just like, he's just a bit on the eccentric side.
Singe, you could also say the magic I uses not quite forbidden, but very frowned upon.
I do certainly. I've only noticed you to have undead or skeletons and other people's remains carried on your person.
Yes, it is not very common for people to.
Does that mean
practice.
you're using forbidden knowledge? Are you the person we're looking for in this contract?
Not me, but I am using a form of forbidden knowledge. Not really forbidden, but very frowned upon and really lost. Because very few people still practice. this unless you're planning to do harm to others.
That being said, it's why I'd imagine he's a bit quiet about it. Commonly, if something is frowned upon, it means that it may anger others if you tell them about it openly.
This is very strange.
Social interactions in general are quite strange.
Late if you get a chance, I sent you a DM.
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay.
But yeah.
As the party continues talking, Klaus would quit talking and lay his head down and message Silas with his ring and asking him to send him his stone for his helper.
Probably about 10 seconds past, the rest of you feel the air pick up around you as you see this large air elemental appear out of nowhere, just carrying a chest. And it just looks over at you, Klaus.
Package has arrived. I'd get up from the table and walk over to it and open the chest and take the stone and put it in my bag.
He watches the moment he takes the stones, this air elemental just dissipates.
It's probably the best drone delivery I've ever seen.
I'd walk back over, sit back down, and continue eating the breakfast meat and drinking.
How do you normally acquire your bodies and spell materials?
Bodies are quite easy to come upon, either from people that attack me, people that I slay, graves. It's quite
Graves?
easy to find bodies.
This last one says bodies have been vanishing from the graves without disturbing them. Can you do that?
No, not without disturbing them. I have to dig them up. If I was to take the body, you would see fresh dirt dug and open caskets.
I wonder how they determined that the bodies have vanished and if they were never disturbed.
You know, that is a fair point. They would have had to done some kind of check to make sure that the body is still there.
Unless they exhumed them and saw there was no body there, if they were doing it to investigate the body, why they died, or anything like that.
Oh, that is also a possibility. Sometimes people do get buried before they are properly inspected. To say it's quite a waste, honestly. There's a lot of knowledge to be gained from the cause of death.
Can I wave down the waitress again?
Yeah? There you
She
go.
comes over.
Yep.
Yes, I was seeing if you have any information on a man named Derek that lived here. I went to go visit him when I came into town the other day, and he had left in quite a hurry, it seemed.
Well, last I heard, he lives on the outskirts of town. Bit of a recluse, but no, I haven't really seen him. He doesn't really come to town much.
Do you know where he might go if he was to leave?
He just shrugs.
Thank you for your help, and I'll toss a gold coin to her.
Nods and heads back.
Donnie's gonna look across the table at Klaus. He's gonna say, something to the effect of, we should probably put things aside for now. We seem to be able to work together at the current moment. So I say we let bygones be bygones, and we move on from this moment forward. Clean slate, trust in each other. And then she'll extend her hand to shake and say friends.
I agree. We should put the past behind us, and we can work together as teammates for now. And hopefully one day we can become friends. And he'd stick his hand out and shake it.
Alright, you willingly shook my hand, so now you're bonded with me per the ring's effect. So any effect that restores hit points on me, you also receive the same benefit. So if I heal for 15, you heal for 15. And then if you're within 60 feet of me and you target with an attack roll, if you miss, I can choose to make it an auto-critical.
Oh, nice.
But that part is only once per day.
Keep in mind the auto crits are only going to work for spells he has to have an attack roll.
Yeah.
So if he's casting Fireball, it's not going to do anything.
But
How's it
so
going?
because of the circumstances, would it be since he would say he summons a skeleton, the skeleton goes into attack, since he controls the skeleton, if the skeleton attacks, can I choose it on that?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
So there you go.
That's good. We're just playing some D&D.
Is Singe still getting that buff as well?
When he willingly shook my hand, it changed to Klaus. It's only one person
okay.
bond at a time. How does a squirrel moo? I'm confused now.
Wait, what?
Somebody in my chat joined
Oh.
Quirky Squirrel and they said moo.
That's the only first thing that they said was moo, and I'm like, how's a squirrel moo?
So, are we doing the Forgotten Widow first, gentlemen and lady?
It seems to be what we are doing, if that is what everyone is in agreement of.
Well, I say we go find this Valera and ask her what her husband was working on. I guess we'll head to Valera's house. I'm sure everybody wants to do that.
Alright, it is... Yoink. This house right here.
Okay. I would finish my meat and ale and then get up and start getting to it.
That smithy, you said it had a bunch of materials. Would I be able to have like a couple ingots of various metals?
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh, I just thought of a funny thing, but I don't know if I should do it.
You should definitely go see him and get those ingots from him.
I'm tempted to do a thing because I think it'd be kind of funny and to save time. So I'm gonna do it as we're, making our way towards the person's house. As we walk out the door, Phalar kind of gives a quick glance to the Alatia, the Shield Guardian, and then telepathically, because he realized he can do that. Well, he's gonna hand off 1,000 gold worth of the gems that he's got in his pack to the Guardian, and then communicate it to go and bring them to the general goods store to sell them off. So pretty much while we're investigating, the Shield Guardian's gonna go sell 1,000 gold worth of gems for me, hopefully.
So it just starts walking
So
off.
it would take the gems in hand and then just start walking towards the store. And since it can't talk, once it would get there, it would just set the gems down on the table and kind of stare at the person.
The question is, would it be smart enough to get in through a door?
I mean, it has a intelligence of 7, so I'd imagine it's capable of a bit of autonomy.
Yeah, I mean, it followed us all the way through the sewers to the place last night.
Yeah.
Animal intelligence is capped around 5, I think.
Yeah. So it is considered, like, capable of, free thought. It's just, it's bound to do whatever I tell it to.
Alright, so y'all knock on the door?
I guess I don't
Yep.
will.
Yep, I'll knock on the door.
How much, kind of elderly woman kind of opens the door saying, can I help you?
Nadonia will look at her and state, we were at the tavern and your ask for help caught our eye, and I'll hand her the little flyer.
She kind of nods and kind of motions for you to come in and follow. So she's invited you in.
Squeeze.
She just points
Table's a
over.
little close to the door.
she just points over to the desk. That's his study over there.
Alright. I will. I'm gonna look over at Klaus and say, Klaus, the stuff on the desk might be more up your alley. I'm gonna search through the backpack and the foot lockers and stuff that I see here and see if I find anything.
Making an investigation check.
Alright.
I would sit down in a chair and start looking through those books and journals and stuff he has sitting here.
20.
As you are kind of looking around his desk, you grab the book. As you lift it up, you see a ruin on the other side of the book begins to glow a violent red before a loud booming sound. Let's see.
My leg.
Lieutenant Dan, you ain't got no.
15-foot cube.
And we can make cubes now, so.
You just killed that old lady.
Yeah, I need. Yeah, she's gonna have to make a. Yeah, Antonia, Klaus, and Otto need to make Constitution.
Poor old lady.
I mean, make Constitution saving throws.
Oh.
Can I make a perception check to see if I notice it to use my reaction to use my ghost walk to teleport away?
Don't worry about that one. Oh, it's not. Okay, there we go.
God, pots are heavy.
Got 19.
17.
Both of you succeed.
And what roll are we rolling?
Con save. So like there's this flurry of papers go flying everywhere, but let's see what he does.
Welcome in chat. How y'all doing tonight?
Summoner. That's
He's dead immediately.
oh
If
no.
she dies by this, does that mean we automatically succeed on the quest?
Yeah, we get to take all the loot.
She's alive, barely. But the rest of you take five points of thunder damage.
Alright, so... Hold on. I will use my emboldened ally. I can heal up to 40 distributed amongst us. I'll heal myself 5, which automatically heals Klaus his 5 back. And then Otto I'll heal 5, so that's 10, and then I'll give 30 to the old lady.
Oof, she was at 1 hit point.
So she's at 31 now.
Okay.
Unless...
So for like half a second, she was like
Oh!
just covered in blood and bones broken, and then it passes and she's just fine.
She's still covered in blood
Yeah,
everywhere.
it's like she just she like still.
I feel like a kabasa.
So you gotta wonder how disorienting that would be to commoners to just like suddenly like become almost on death's door and then just be fine after half a second.
It's like she kind of blinks for a moment, saying, "I need to lay down."
As
And
that
just-
happens,
And just lays down on the bed.
after that happens, I'll tell Adonia, don't touch anything. Stay completely still.
But yeah, everything that was on the desk is now just everywhere.
Can I do an
Uh.
arcane check to see if I find any more glyphs or anything else?
Yeah, make an investigation. I'll bear back. My food's here.
29.
Pretty sure 29 will do it, because otherwise I could add 3 to your roll. I believe that's what this does. Let me double check. Do 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 do. Let's see. Oh, +4 bonus to ability checks. And it's for 1 minute, each creature of my choice within 30 feet of me gains a +4, and no action required to do that. Figures it was the very last thing on my list of crap I can do.
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Alright.
I got a 29 on my investigation.
Damn. You do not see any more glyphs.
It looks to be safe for now.
All right, and so I did roll my investigation check already for the footlockers in the backpack. I got a 20. Not a natural.
Okay. You see. You see. In the Laboon backpacks, you see it looks like to be some kind of personal journal. But kind of flipping through it, you see mentions of him planning to meet someone in a place called the Hallow Spire.
All right. Then I'll kind of like point it out to Klaus, but then I'll hand him the journal in case there might be something in there that I just couldn't read because it was magic or something.
Okay, I'll say with plus as you kind of take it and look at, you see that he was doing research on the Chalice of Unmaking. And it's you see a lot of it through his, at least in his journal, you see it's thoughts about not really on how to use it, but how is this thing connected to the gods and what is its purpose in relation to them.
It seems to be talking about the chalice of unmaking. And
Is that name pinged to me late?
Yeah, that's the.
That's the one I'm looking for?
Yep.
Okay.
talks about gods and other things in it. We should definitely hold on to this for future use to look back at. After I get done reading that, can I go around the room collecting the other bits of paper and stuff that have flown everywhere and look through it and see if I get any more information or where this spiral may be?
You. Kind of go through the papers. You see that it is. You see that a lot of the other notes are switches to moments of paranoia, and you see he's notes of, I think they're watching me. I think I saw someone. Oh God, I think they might be trying to kill me. You just see a vast change of from being logical to being like almost in the deep end.
It seemed, guys, that he seemed to get more frantic as time went on researching this. He seemed like people were watching him and after him. It seemed like he became very frantic in these later entries.
Well, I suppose searching for something like that could, of course, draw one to look in some unfortunate places.
Adonia is gonna ask the journal that she first found. She's gonna ask plow so she can get it back, so she can put it back in her backpack.
Yeah, I'll hand it to her.
I'll make notes. Let's see, VAREK GOURNEL. All right.
And that place was called the Hollow Spiral.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Hollow Spire. I thought. Is that
Yep.
what it is? Okay.
Spire. I suggest we go to the library or maybe an information guild and see if we can find any information on this Hollow Spire where he went.
That's probably a good idea. And might I suggest that if it turns out to be quite the distance from us, we take a look at the other quests that we have picked up and see if they are any closer?
Sounds good.
So that we don't, get too far from wherever the other places may be.
So I guess we'll go to where would be the best place? Information guild or the library to find out about something like that?
Probably library.
Off to the library we go.
All right. So while they go to the library to do their research, if you need to do the private channel again, Edonia is going to find a quiet, secluded place somewhere around the house, and then attempt to travel to the Queen.
I'll ask Otto if he would like to join me on the way to the library.
Yeah. Otto would like to go to the library with you.
Fortunately, the only library is all the way in Vale. Unless you want to go all the way to Vale.
Are we headed to Vale?
We should maybe put a pin in that. And let's hold off on that until we head back to Vale later in the week.
Sure.
I know this other quest was talking about a merchant needing help, so maybe we could go there and do that while Donya is doing her thing.
It sounds like it could be a good idea. Help some of the locals while we figure out when we will move to Vale.
Yeah, Vale's a half-day ride from here, so
Very true, and it's not the longest of journeys, but not one that we want to be taking all the time.
has anyone seen our metal friend?
Phalar likely would have been walking around this area, so he would have noticed Singe, because Singe was in that window. So he probably would have just had like kind of a half smile on his face as we were walking out and you said that.
Oh,
That
we're
being
already
said,
done.
it's probably about this time that Phalar is going to call back the Shield Guardian is going to call back Alatya from the store.
Yes, we're putting a pin in this until we head to Vale. We need to do some research at the library there once we get to town.
Yeah, it just walks back and just drops a sack of gold at your feet.
Phalar picks it up, puts what gold he has inside that bag, hooks it up, and it's just like, thank you.
And I guess we'd walk over to the merchant while we do that, and then Donya's talking to her queen.
Gotta wonder how the merchant for the general goods store felt about that. Just 14-foot tall man walking into the store completely silent, drops a pound of gems on his desk.
Well, I mean, given his height, he had to he had to like walk in at like a 90 degrees.
Just like awkwardly stumbles in, and then he's just like, "What the?"
What the?
Puts
Fine.
gems down on his table and is just staring at him. So yes, off we go to find our quest giver.
Alright,
Oh, it's like the lasso tool from MS Paint. I see. The thing that you use to round up multiple NPC minis.
yep. Yes, me and Daniel will be right back then. Sticker time!
Where's my adult?
I am so glad that I didn't press the button. I just almost threw 19 d6s by accident.
Damn.
Alright, we shall return.
Oh, for a second there, I was about to just start singing "All by Myself." All right, so for time constraints here, she's gonna, the usual. She shows up, Queen's there. She's
Yep.
gonna kneel, bow her head. She gets acknowledged. She's gonna look at her queen and say, "My queen, we have undertaken a quest within the town, and while going through the belongings of the wife of the person that we are supposed to be helping to find, who has disappeared, come across his journal. He mentions he's doing research on the chalice that we are in search of, and his last known location is the Hollow Spire. We are unknown as to where the location of this is. If you have any insight that could help us."
She.
And then I'll present the journal so she can see it for herself.
She kind of just gives it a quick glance. And you see her just like pull up a hand, and you see. Long story short, she makes like a virtual map with kind of like a ping of "you're here, go east."
And I'll take the journal, I'll take the map, I'll bow, give my thanks, and be back.
Alright. Back we go.
Ooh, maybe understand what this is about better.
Somebody see butter?
What? Butter?
Butter?
I can't believe it's not butter.
I love how you say something about butter, and then all of us just echo butter.
But it's not.
But funny enough is I used to have a neighbor who her nickname was Butter, and I called her husband. I can't believe he's not Butter.
It does actually, somebody said that if you look at butter substitutes, you can find the stages of grief and stages of denial, because there is, I can't believe it's not butter, but there is also one that is, it's not butter. There's also butter with a question mark, and both of those are actual off-brands of the original.
I had a guy when I was in junior high that I became good friends with, and walk over to his place before we would walk to school, and every morning was the same thing. He would melt 3 sticks of butter into a pan and make 1 egg, and then put that onto a sandwich.
Wow.
Yeah, he was a big boy.
Oh, I found it. It's denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance. I can't believe it's not butter. What? Not butter. Could it be butter? This is not butter. Margarine.
How y'all doing, chat?
Alright, so Antonio comes back.
All right, are they still in the middle of walking, or are they already where they were, or
No,
we're headed to?
I mean, your conversation was pretty quick, so probably by the time they were heading, you see them walking toward the merchant stand, was about the time you came back.
All right, so I'm gonna do a quick walk to catch up to the middle of them, and I'm gonna wave, say I got some info, gather around.
Okay.
Above table, I love how no one questions. Every time I come back from disappearing, I have info.
I mean, the rest of us have some interesting history in our past, so I think we're just kind of like, yeah.
Yeah,
Late.
sure. Yeah.
Cinch just gave me a piece of paper. Do you have a copy of that?
Yes.
It's the one you sent me. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll DM it to you.
Yeah. Well, I think I have it. He sent it to me.
You send him the image?
Yep. This is like Singe
Okay.
turns to you and feels like you might know something about this and asked his opinion and gave it to him.
What can Otto make out of this? I mean, I think it is something related to the cult. He's assuming.
I mean, you see that this isn't a open letter signed by the Herald.
Huh.
Who's the BBG? So that for one should set off alarm bells.
Yeah. And where was this piece of paper came? Where did this piece of paper came from?
It was in the book that Singe picked up in the temple.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Could this be the instruction for the cult members on what to do next? Otto just asks Singe.
Oh, you mean those bad guys that wore these types of robes? And I bring out all the robes I've been hoarding from these guys?
Is it the same group of people that we fought in the temple?
Yeah, same group.
Seems so.
Oh.
So they're going to this place. City of Varl? Do you guys know where that is? Does Otto know where that is?
You've never heard of this city.
Okay.
Like in Eldoria, yeah, as far as you know, this isn't one of the major cities around here.
But could it be like a city that existed in the past, like in the history books?
More than likely.
I mean, I can't recall where that city is. I've not heard of that name before. But me and Klaus are planning to go to the library in Vale at some point. Maybe you can get more information from there.
Okay. I'm not familiar with most of the terms in that paper.
Seems like they're searching for the prophet.
Yeah, I don't know what that is exactly.
Yeah. Seems like they have some big plan coming up.
So,
Looks like
Indonia.
everyone's gathering.
Yes, and Indonia has said that they have information to share. They've caught us before we were able to talk to the merchants, so we might as well listen in.
Alright, so when everyone gathers up.
Yep.
Alright, so let everyone know to the extent of. I say to the extent of because I'm trying to sum it up. But she lets everyone
Soccer.
know. She lets everyone know that she did some meditating, and through her meditation, she has acquired this, and she holds up this digital style of a map that shows where I currently am standing and where the Hollow Spire is from us.
Oh.
And it's east of us right now.
How convenient, and, well, how far of a travel is that?
You see from the map he shows you, it is up. It's pointing toward the path up the mountains.
So it's somewhere in the mountain range or past it.
Yeah.
So it's not, it might, even if it's not very far, that's gonna be a long travel because verticality.
Yep, and most likely it'll be colder too.
Well, that is actually very helpful. It very much appreciated. Well, we have bearing on where we need to head next. Should we still head to that merchant first?
I guess we can put the merchant off for now and head there since we have a heading. Will that take us by Vale at all, or is Vale north of us? I can't remember.
Vale is to the west. You're heading east, so you're heading in the opposite direction.
Okay.
Actually, perhaps we could at least talk to the merchant, get the information in case while we're out we find what he's looking for.
That's a good idea. What merchant
Just in case we passively come across whatever they're looking for.
Do we know what merchant we're looking for? Did it say in the letter?
You
I
see
think it just says merchant.
Unfortunately, it is the merchant that Singe the one that Singe bent the weapon for.
I'll walk up to him and ask him. Yes, we saw your host in the tavern. Needing some help?
He first says, you see he's like just staring at Singe. He's just like, you stay away from my merchandise.
Would he be creeped out by me at all since I'm in bright light right now with my mask on?
I mean, at the moment, he's not even paying attention to you. He is just like, he is just staring at Singe.
Oh, isn't this the...
Yep.
You're still selling bent swords. Must I straighten this for you?
Thalar's gonna kind of approach from the side angle, Alatia following behind, leaving, heavy footprints in the grass.
Saying, I'll talk to the others, but you stay back. Just...
I'd lean over to this and
As far?
That's fine.
Yes, sir. You're here about your quest you put in.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, yeah, long story short, this guy came to me, said he had some interesting merchandise. And he said he found other people that'd be more interested, and well, so I think he's up for something.